let's talk about last night's basketball slate. Um, Oklahoma went into
Yeah.
Austin, knocked off Texas.
Yeah.
Alabama beat Kentucky, officially became a basketball school. Auburn.
Listen, they've been
I
a
don't know.
basketball school since this year. Since I ranked them in the preseason, and they have lived up to the standards of the Jeff Goodman preseason top 50.
Since Nate Oates went on the Goodman and Hummel podcast, they've been a basketball school. Auburn, I don't know if you saw how the Auburn game played out, but it was pretty funny. They got up by like 15 in the first half. Then Sharife Cooper picks up his third foul, goes out. Missouri goes on like I don't know, it was some huge run, and they ended up taking like an 8-point lead in the second half. Sharife Cooper comes back in, and like Auburn runs away with it. Like they are such a different basketball team with him. It's unbelievable.
No, I feel bad that he's not going to be in the NCAA tournament because I think he's one of those, like, if you're compiling a list of must-watch players, is Sharife Cooper like number one for you, even over Cade in terms of excitement level? Like Ken Palm thrill, what does he call it? The thrill level?
The thrill score.
Like, we should do that. We're going to do a Dauster Goodman thrill score of players.
Oh God,
we're doing that. We're doing it.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Shout out to Ken Pomeroy.
Maybe it's on the next stadium show. Maybe that's our deal. On the next stadium show next week.
Oh my God! Oh, for anybody that's watching this right now, you have to turn into College Hoops insiders, because I asked Jeff a question for our buzzer beater segment that completely got him flustered. He had no idea what was going on.
I still don't know what it means.
Completely melted his brain.
Go ahead, tell people what this dumb.
No, you got to tune in. You got to tune in to watch it. Because it completely melted his brain. All right. So what for you was the biggest story of yesterday?
I think the biggest story for me yesterday was Tobacco Road, both North Carolina and Duke getting much needed wins, right? Like I get, hey, great win for Oklahoma. You go into Austin and you beat, but ultimately, let's face it, like Texas was without their coach, Courtney Ramey. It was still a good win.
No Jericho Sims, down 2 starters and Shaka Smart's flow, and there's nothing.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, different deal. So I would say, Alabama beating Kentucky, ho-hum at this point. Like, we expect it. I mean, honestly, we didn't expect it to be that close. So to me, it's Duke winning a game that you had no confidence that the Blue Devils would win against Georgia Tech. They covered all.
No, I thought that they would win. Oh, God, what an awful beat that was. What an awful beat. I'm still mad about that.
It was bad. It was rough. So Duke winning that game, which was a must-win to some degree for Duke and their NCAA tournament chances. You can't be losing 4 straight. You can't be losing to Georgia Tech at home. And then Carolina going on the road and getting a Pittsburgh team that, again, came off a loss against Wake, but has shown its potential. I think it's setting itself up for both of them being in the NCAA tournament and being low seeds and setting up for pretty good matchups in the NCAA tournament. If Duke is like an 8-9, like, how about that, Rob? What if Duke's like an 8-9 and you got to throw them against like Gonzaga?
Well, they wouldn't have a chance.
but it would be.
They get right out of the gym against Gonzaga.
But it would be fun to see them against. Fan would love that.
Imagine if, let's say that Iowa ends up being a 1 seed. Imagine Duke, Iowa in the second round. That's a game where Duke might be able to win, because the one thing Duke can do is, like, they can put up points. Yeah. They can score. Matthew Hurt can get buckets. Jalen Johnson can get buckets. Like, they're not going to get any stops. Luka Garza might literally have 100 points in that game, but that's one thing they can do is score.
They held Georgia Tech to 68 points. That's actually huge.
That's not bad. Jose Alvarado was so good.
I love him.
I love that dude. Yep. I did a big story on him last year because he had a daughter that was born in, let me think, I think it was December of last season. And so, like, he was just on a complete high, like playing basketball, hanging out with his daughter and his I think it was his fiance or his girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And like, just he was so into it being a dad. That was honestly like that was one of the most like rewarding stories I've ever written. It was very Norlander-esque, but I talked to like 6 different guys that had babies during the college basketball season and what it was like being a dad. And they like that was the first time I've ever like actually connected with a college kid beyond just like, hey, tell me about basketball. Oh, what do you do? You hanging out? Like Xavier Tillman was like, the best part of my day is when I come home and I get to wash the bottles. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Wow. Who likes washing the bottles?
But he basically said like he's like, I'm out of the house all day. I got practice, I got school, I got study hall, I got classes, I got film sessions, I got all this stuff to do. He's like, I come home and like I feel like I can actually contribute to being like an adult in the house. I'm like, yeah, well, you are way more mature than I am, but good for you. Good for you. So for just one thing on North Carolina, they've won 6 out of 7 now. The guards are playing a little bit better. Like Caleb Love's not having a great season yet, but I do think that he's kind of turned this thing around. They moved Kerwin Walton into the starting lineup, and like that dude making shots really just kind of opens up space for everybody. I think Roy's figured this thing out. Now the tests are really coming up. I think they're at Clemson, then they're at Duke, and then like next week they have, I think they go on a run where it's like Virginia Tech at Virginia, then Louisville. So like we're going to find out if this thing is real. But Roy's got them playing much, much, much better right now.
I'm not sure if we're going to find out if anybody's real in the ACC this year because it's just not that good a league. Virginia's going to run away with it again, maybe, which is crazy to me because I don't know how good they are, but like they have Tony Bennett.
I've come around on Virginia because look, they're making shots like. At some point, we just kind of have to accept that, like, when you're
is a shooter, he is a shooter. Period. Like that's what he is. Jay Huff can shoot the ball. Like he's a 5th-year senior. Yeah. Listen, I'm not saying like Virginia is some powerhouse like they've been, but like, yeah, they're good enough. My whole feeling on Virginia, and you know why I haven't had them ranked, is just because they didn't beat anybody, and they still. To this day, Rob?
Wait, you still don't have Virginia ranked?
No, I have them at 15 right now. But what I'm saying is early on, I didn't have them ranked when like other people like Parrish had them at like 18 for the last like 6 weeks. I didn't have them ranked because they lost to USF and they legitimately hadn't, and they got run out of the building against Gonzaga. I know it's coming off a pause, but they hadn't beaten anybody at that point. Nobody.
You know what's crazy? Virginia, by the end of the season, might end up being Gonzaga's best win during the regular season. It could end up getting to the point where Virginia is Gonzaga's best win. Think about that.